Ladies and gents, welcome back to the workshop. Today we have a special treat for you. It's not yellow and black, which is probably just as well because I'm sure everyone's fed up of seeing them. This is a ultra shitty Sealey smart charger. I haven't had it for that long, and I think where it's got cold, the wire's got cold in the workshop. I've moved it and then it's shorted out and actually almost set on fire. Even though this was unplugged, the other end was plugged into a motorbike battery. And then that's just done a direct short, flames and me running around like a headless chicken. So you can see this is so stiff, this cable gland. It's supposed to be nice and soft, but it's not. It's just a poor quality charger. So what we're going to do with this, we'll open it up, we will cut these wires a bit shorter, and hopefully there's some sort of somewhere I can solder onto on the board, or even a connector block or something like that, and we can get this fixed. I didn't really want to throw it away because it's quite nice as a trickle charger. Problem is I kept moving it between a couple of bikes, and I think that's where the cables got strained and it's finally let go. I think it's actually been like that for a while because I've gone to plug it into bikes and it's flashed up solid green like the battery was fully charged, but thinking about it, it's probably because it hasn't been connected. So let's pull that off. So all my bikes now have probably got dead batteries, but let's get this fixed and at least we can get it back on charge. I have got other chargers, but this is quite nice because it's just small, plugs out the way, and I can leave it running. Tiny little screws on the front of this, but yeah, very cheap. I can't remember how much I paid for it, but I wouldn't buy another one. So Sealey, if you're watching this, sort it out with. Make slightly better quality products. Don't just go for the cheapest you can find. Find the cheapest person to manufacture them for you. There we go. The quality of this, it feels worse than the Chinese multimeter that I had on a while back. That feels premium compared to the casing and the actual feel of this thing. I'm sure there's not a lot in it. It'll be a rectifier. Won't be anything special. There we go. Right, let's see what we got. Cool, so let's get some light on. It's going to be a fairly quick video today. Okay. Doesn't look great, but it hasn't let the smoke out, so that's good from what I can see. We've got a couple of caps there. Is that bulged, that cap? No. That's all good. Quite a few capacitors actually. A little chip there. Got some diodes. Is that a fuse link possibly, or is that just where they probably use this board for a different model? There should be a diode in there, but obviously they don't need one. At least we've got a little bit of hot glue, a little hot snot there. Be interesting to see what the solder's like on the back of this board. So let's whip this out. I'm hopefully might see if my screwdriver will do the deed. It's very tight where it's screwed directly into the plastic, which is not a problem, but I'm guessing these are just self-tappers that have been forced in. They feel, it feels very tight, and they feel like very cheap, poor quality screws as well. Yeah, there we go. Nice little self-tappers. Let's get all four out. Yeah, very tight. That's number 2. And then let's go for the 4th there. I wonder what the connections for the actual input's like. They've used hot glue as well instead of silicone or any like elastic material. I'm guessing it's just cheaper, easier to do. Like I said, I can't remember how much this was, this charger, but it wasn't a great deal. And I think you can tell that by the state of it. Right, let's try and get this out. Is that for us all four? Right, let's see if we can get that out. Nice little heatsink there though, for the transistor. Right, I don't really want to use a big lump of metal. What have I got? What's on hand? Don't judge. There we go. Hopefully that was actually on camera in frame. Let's have a look in there. This hasn't been on for a little while, so any caps have discharged. So, pulling this apart. There's our mode button. Looks like we've had a little bit of water damage there as well. Either that or it's a bit of flux that's been left on from when it was soldered. Pretty dirty board actually. There's like a little fleck there as well. What's that? Not sure if that's meant to be there, if that's a bridge of some sort, but almost looks like it is a bit of a bridge, but just there. But I can't see why that would be there. This needs a good old clean with isopropyl. But I think what we'll do first, we'll get the soldering iron set up. We'll release these, and then we'll try and feed some more wire through, and then resolder. So, yeah, DC negative and DC positive. Sweet. Right, I'm going to pause this. Let's get this set up the soldering iron, and let's see if we can get these wires off. Right, we're back again. Set up on the other bench because the socket won't fit, or won't reach. Sorry. You've got some old school solder. Bought from Cheam Car Accessories, and it was £1.16. Yeah, looks like it's £1 now. £1.15, 16, or is that one? I don't know. Someone will tell me what that says. But yeah, she's an old gal. Save this for the best. Made in England as well. Look at that. Hemel Hempstead. Hertz. Wow. Yeah, they don't make solder like that anymore. Probably for good reason. Brain damage and whatnot. So let's give it a little bit of a tin. Lovely stuff. Smoky. Let's see if we can wet this. And I'm going to pull from the back as well. Let's try and pull this out. There we go. So I've got the soldering iron set to 500 degrees at Celsius. Give that another little tin, and then let's pull this out as well. There we go. Come on. Try and get that heat in. Let's rearrange that. That was nearly out. Just making sure you guys can see. And there we go. What I might do is just clean that off a little bit. I will get a wick out in a minute. Just want to make sure we're as clean as possible. Cool. Right, that's good enough for me. Right, so here we are. Let's take this. This should be soft and flexible, but absolutely solid. Will it pull off? No, it's been moulded around the cable. In fact, I might even treat you to a bit of a zoom out. How about that? In fact, let's try there. Cold in the workshop today again. It's always cold in the workshop. Cannot wait for summer. Okay, so that's ain't gonna do it. How can we get this out? Possible, we might be able to warm it up. What I think I will do is cut this back. I'm going to cut it a little bit shorter. And then what I'm going to do is put this in the vise and we're going to pull this through and may even heat it up a little bit. Right, we'll pause it there and I'll be back. So I pulled the wires out, got rid of all the cores. Let's get some light here. Hopefully that's a bit better. Let's drill these out. I'm going to slightly oversize them. Make it easier to reinstall those cables. Right, we'll turn back round. Here's the old cable. Let's give that a little snippety snip. And let's feed, let's see if this will fit. I haven't tested it yet, so I might need to do a bit more. Oh, it's close. Oh, it's so stiff, that. Let's open that up just a bit more. All right, let's try that. Is lube the answer? Lube may be the answer. Let's give it a spray. Lube is always the answer. But not today. Yesterday, no today. Oh. If in doubt, drill it out. Right, let's try this. Steady. There we go, look. First time as well. As easy as that. Split these out. There we go. So let's expose some. In fact, I'm going to trim that down. Let's expose these just a little bit. Give it a little twist. Oh, bollocks. What I'll do is cut that shorter. Try again. Where's my... I do have a box full of electrical tools that I was doing some wiring the other day, but I can't be bothered to go and get them. Is that bad? Is that lazy? It probably is. But I've got plenty of wire to chop down. Saying that, by the time I finish, it'll probably be tiny. There we go. There we go. Again, first time. Incredible. So I think what I'll do is I'll give these a little tin. Yeah, I'll be able to get these through the hole. Give this a bit of a quick clean. Again, it's not the way to do it, but it's the way that I'm doing it. So we're little tin. Try not to breathe in that smoke. And let's zooming. And then we go. That soldering iron does need a clean. Cool. Right, so DC negative first. That will go through there like that. I think what I'll do is we'll solder that in place. Let's move that. In fact, we'll move it over this way. And then we'll hopefully, we might even get it in camera. Let's hang on. There you go. Look, don't spoil you. Everything's 100 times harder to do when you're trying to line it up. How's that? Right, I've got to try and do this while keeping my head out of the way of the camera. There we go. That's one. Let that cool down for a second before I move it. There's nothing worse than getting a nice solder joint and then you move it and it absolutely just falls off. So yeah. So there is one. Can we see that? Zoom in. There we go. And let's try for the second now. So that's all in. Let's get this one through this hole. Is that going to be in the way? Let's get rid of some of this hot glue. I don't think we need to. I think I can push past it. He says. I think I've actually got just a tad too much solder on the back of that. Let's just trim that, get rid of some of that. And there we go, so we're through there. And then straight to the other side. Can you see that? No. Can you see that? No. Can you see? Sort of. Alright, we'll try that. Cool. Alright, we'll go in. Really, I should clean that soldering iron again. 1 minute. Health and safety. Let's give this another little tin. That's much better. Right, let's get in here and let's fill this up. Right, we're there. Got a nice shiny solder joint. Let that cool for a second, and then we'll check for the connection. Let's turn that off. It's okay. It's not the best. I think I might try that again. So it's a nice little video on what it's actually like to do things, not what it's like on YouTube, where everything's done first time perfectly. Alright, let's give this a heat up. That's better. Bit of a reheat. A reflow. Fill focus. So fairly big old blobs of solder there. We're on nice and solid. I probably should dab a little bit of silicone just on there, just for a bit of strain relief. But we're almost there. I'm just going to nip off that little leg there. Make sure that doesn't interfere. So fairly happy with that. I will get some isopropyl. Let's clean off that board. But before doing that, let's test it. Let's plug her in and see if it catches on fire. Right, let's do that. Right, first things first, let's plug this in, because this is what set it on fire last time. So that's connected to the battery on the other side. Okay, so far so good. And then if I pan down a little bit, let's plug her in. I'm scared. Let's chuck that like that. Oh, is it going to let the smoke out? Oh, there we go. We've got lights. Will we get a flashing light? Yeah, there we go. It's doing its thing. Let's quickly check with the multimeter. Right. Wish me luck. I'm trying to hold the camera. We get that in there. Yeah. As always, you can't see the multimeter. How about? Okay, that's better. And then let's see if we're charging. 13 volts. Okay, so it's reached 13, so it's just switched off. It's not flashing anymore, so that's good, I hope. Let's take this off. It flashed when I took it off. Will it flash? There we go, let's flashing. There we go, look, 13.9, 14. So it's doing what it's supposed to do. Cool. Right, well, thanks for watching. Another successful repair. I'll put that back in its casing. I will whack some silicone on it as well, and some bit more strain, sort of cable strain relief, and I'll just try and keep it a bit nicer. I'll try and look after it a bit more. So yeah, thanks for watching. Any comments about my awful soldering techniques, give us a comment in the doodly-doo downstairs. Feel free to like, subscribe and all that, and I'll keep going with content. I've got a few little things to do. We've got this little cool bike here. We can do some bits on that. I've got some more broken tools coming on as well en route. And yeah, that says it all really. Take care.